Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle with Poseidon's Pets. Welcome to my live stream. And I am surprised I was able to get this set up in a matter of minutes. I was cooking some tacos for lunch and got a little carried away and looked at the clock and I was like, it is 4:50. I got to set up a live stream. Usually I take an hour and take the time and, but that didn't work out today. But we are here. I'm glad to see everybody in here. Liquid Rock, glad you're here too. I was wondering what had happened to you. So let's see. Tried to email you, but it kicked my email back. No worries, man. Go ahead and email me again, or you can find me on Facebook. So if you want to message me on Facebook, you can do that as well. I hope everybody is doing well and you guys are excited as I am for another giveaway. And with the amount of subscribers we got last week, this may be the last giveaway before I do the big giveaway. So if you're just now joining us, we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So the whole goal of these giveaways is to hit that 5,000 subscriber mark, and then we're going to do a big giveaway. So super excited for that. Can't wait. And thank you guys so much for, all the support that you've given me and everything that, you have done. But let's catch up on chat, see who's all in here. Crowdtail Half Moon, how are you? Happy holidays. Hope you had a good one. Rob's Aqua checking in. Thanks for coming in. Hello, fellows. New local Austin. What's up, Mike? How are you, man? Mario Shrimp Tanks. What's up? What's up? Daniel Baez, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Matt from Liquid Zoo, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Excuse me? Excuse you what? What are you exasperated about? Chris's Aqua Zone. Crown Tail. Hi, Kyle and Amber. So Amber is running around. She is out and about. I don't know if she will be on the stream today, but hopefully some of my other moderators will jump in here and somebody else will do all the dirty work for us. Besides Nightbot, So this is my mixed Caridina tank, and there are all kinds of shrimp in there. They are eating some Complete Envy from Shrimp Envy. So they absolutely love this stuff. Message failed to send on Messenger. Weird, man. I've never had anybody... Now the question is, do I have you blocked because you did something questionable in the past? Try to email me again, see what happens. I don't normally block anybody, so if you're blocked, that's odd. We'll get together though. I'm sure I'll get your info somehow and send it out to you. I still have it. It's sitting right over there. I've been checking my email and I was thinking about you the other day, but with YouTube, I have no way of sending out messages really besides maybe commenting and tagging you in one of the comments, but that's odd. Never had anybody unable to get a hold of me. Well, I guess if they were unable to get a hold of me, I wouldn't have known, right? Poesui says, doing great, Poseidon's Pets. How are you? Welcome to the stream. These guys are going crazy for this food, and my OCD drive me crazy. So I needed to be turned just like a quarter of an inch to the left. Like that was it. It just ever so slightly. I was just a little crooked. Something's making noise in here. Only Oscars, how are you? Welcome to the stream. The Facebook app opened Messenger and it went through. Let's see. Probably have to look at. I'll have to pull it up on my phone later. Poseidon's Pests. Chris. Perfect. All right. Looks like you found my business page. But that works as long as you can get a hold of me. Sweet. Glad it worked out. I was worried about you. I'm like, oh no, I hope you didn't forget. But with the holidays, I figured maybe you got busy and stuff happened. Pose is fine. Shrimp don't like me. See, you haven't killed enough to become a good shrimp keeper. That's the thing. You gotta kill some more shrimp, and then you'll be a really good shrimp keeper. That's the goal. Yeah, you're not a shrimp keeper until you killed some shrimp. Chris. Yeah, I wasn't going to say your full name. Only Oscar says, I haven't killed my Neos. That's good. So this tank has all kinds of shrimp in it. We've got crystal reds, crystal blacks, tangerine tigers, green apple hybrids, black fancy tigers, black calcios, red calcios, orange eye blue tigers, blue bolts, tang ties, tie bees, all kinds of different shrimp in this tank. This tank is one of my favorites because I get some interesting looking shrimp coming out of this tank. So by crossing all of these tiger shrimp, by crossing all of these Taiwan bees, you start to see some interesting patterns, which is really cool. And this is how this isn't how, but that's how you get fancy tiger shrimp, is by crossing Taiwan bees with tiger shrimp. And it takes some time, but it's specifically Caridina maryi. So this tank has Caridina serrata as well as Caridina maryi in it. Now, it looks like they're all swarming on that left side. But I hope everybody had a good Christmas and was able to do a lot of fishy stuff, shrimpy stuff, which is always fun. So did anybody get anything exciting for Christmas as far as like fish related or shrimp related? Anything cool? Anything exciting? Only Oscar says, I'm a shrimp keeper then. Yeah, if you've killed some shrimp, you're a shrimp keeper. Tim, how are you, man? Welcome to the stream. He says, hey, Ka. Liquid Rock says, do you ever use snowflake food for your shrimp? I use what's called algae pops, which has some soybean hulls in it. And that's the closest thing I really feed to snowflake food. And that it just spreads throughout the tank. It's not that I have an aversion to it. It's just not something that I'm in the habit of feeding. Personally, I'm a little concerned as far as where the soybean husks are coming from. Most soybean is grown unorganically and genetically modified. So that leads me to believe that, some of these folks who are packaging and shipping out soybean husks as shrimp food are just buying it bulk as like horse feed. And when you do that, I'm not sure exactly what kind of quality we're getting from that. Sorry, I couldn't see the flow on the tank, but it's always been a concern of mine of knowing exactly where those soybean husks come from and what's in it, because I've never really seen any issues as far as like shrimp dying using it that I can document. So if it is something that's happening, it's down the road. Maybe I'll do a test with some of the stuff I have and see how it does. I just feel like in the past I've fed it and I didn't have good success, so I've tried to stay away from it. But that's the only reason in my mind. Like that could be just my own overcautious, overthinking things to the extreme. But that's what I'm good at. I want a 7.1 gallon cube on a channel. My fiance is going to let me put blue diamonds in there. Nice, man. That's awesome. Congrats on the win. Shrimp Pimpin', how are you, Ruben? Hope you're doing well, man. Welcome to the stream. Only Oscar says, inform the fam on my future plans. They accepted our new reality. Well, yeah, you gotta get everybody on board for the shrimp plans, or the fish plans. Like, hey, I'm gonna turn this room into a shrimp room. I'm gonna turn this room into a fish room. We are now gonna have ceiling to floors fish tanks in our living room. If you don't like it, too bad. Daniel says, I want a $50 gift card to Shrimp Envy, waiting for new tank to cycle to order shrimp. That's awesome. So I know there was a bunch of giveaways on Christmas. I got too much going on with family to get into all that. Big Dog, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Liquid says, Daniel Vias blasted with a spotlight and grow algae. Shrimp Pimpin. Throwing out some shrimp emojis. So yes, let's go ahead and get an emoji bomb going for all of our members. You guys are amazing. We only need 4 more members to our next emoji. The last emoji we had was the potato. The tater salad potato. My belly's full. So reason I was late on the stream today was, I'm not sure if a lot of you know this, but when fresh out of high school, I went to culinary school for a few months, and it was a great experience. Had a lot of fun. But another thing I like to do besides keep shrimp is cook. So I was craving some shrimp tacos, so I went ahead and I made shrimp tacos from scratch. Besides, the only thing I didn't make was some guacamole salsa and the tortillas. But I made shrimp tacos. I sauteed up some fajita veggies, made my own salsa, made some pico de gallo. So it was on point. Now I'm ready for a nap. But I was looking at the clock and I'm like, I gotta start a stream in 10 minutes. What am I doing? So I shoved the last taco in my mouth and I ran to grab everything, because it's not that it's a lot of setup, but I like to take my time. I like to share the stream out there. So if you can go to Facebook, share the stream to some of the groups. I was able to share it to a couple of them, but not too many. So if you could go ahead and share to the groups, that would help me a lot. And then don't forget to like the stream. So if you haven't already, go hit the like button. Definitely helps me out. Helps YouTube know that you guys love me. You really do. My shrimp pleco fry and mystery snails love Shrimp Envy food and snowflake food. Daniel says, I have plants, gravel, and filter media from an established tank, and the new tank should cycle soon. Crowntail says, Kyle, what did you color? Any? LOL. What did I color? I didn't color anything. Shrimp taco, cold tank getting full. So I don't really eat meat or dairy too much, just for health reasons. I've been overweight my whole life, and it helped me to lose a bunch of weight. But one thing that I don't have problems with is fish. So I eat a lot of sushi, and then I'll have shrimp tacos every now and then. But besides that, it's mostly salads and beans. My diet is not very exciting to other people. But when people find out that I eat shrimp, they're like, "But you keep shrimp. Are you eating your shrimp?" I'm like, "No, it's." And I always kind of feel bad. Like, the one meat I do eat is shrimp. But shrimp's delicious. If these guys had some more substance to them, I'd probably eating them too. Ruben says, have y'all tried the yummy gum from Shrimp King? No, I've seen it, and I was curious as far as have you tried sorry. Lost my train of thought. No, I've seen the yummy gum, and I've wanted to try it, but I haven't tried it yet. Crowntail says, you said culinary school, so I asked, what did you color any? I get it. I colored a lot of food. Brandon, welcome to the stream. How are you? Ryan, what's up, man? It says, shrimp is delicious. We must eat more shrimp. Yeah. Liquid says, I saw a video on YouTube about raising food in an old swimming pool. So I've actually looked into raising freshwater shrimp in an aquaponic system because I have an aquaponic system in my backyard with some goldfish, and I wanted to do it on a bigger scale and raise tilapia. But I also wanted to see if I could, maybe raise some freshwater prawns or something like that. I think that would be cool. Ruben says it smells like stink bait for catfish. Then yeah, I don't want to feed that stuff then. I don't know about anybody else, but when I use that stink bait stuff, I wear gloves. I don't need my fingers smelling like that for days. Because it would smell like that for days. It was not good. That stuff stinks. I'm excited to see some of these tigers grow up. I may have to separate them out and throw them into the Tang Tai tank. Either put them in the Tang Tai tank or the Tai B tank, but these guys look pretty cool. Only Oscar says, I can't eat my pets. I can't. Yeah, but when you know the food industry as well as I do, and all the hormones and the bacteria and everything that's pumped into all the food that you guys are eating, you're you're more likely to want to eat something that you know exactly what into it. Because if I was ever to raise chickens or something like that, I would probably eat chicken again. But after going to culinary school, you start to realize what everything is as far as like the food you're eating and the conditions that some of these animals are kept in. And like if you live on a farm, go for it, do your thing. But for most of us, like going to the grocery store and buying that pack of chicken or pack of steaks, you don't want to know where that stuff came from. Not good, man. But that's enough about that. Aquaponics on a larger scale is something I would like to do after I move. I want a machine shed first, though, or a greenhouse first. There you go. Ruben says, did the Tang Tais survive that I sent you? Yeah, they're doing good. They're more orangey color than the yellow ones that I have, so I can tell the difference. And I think I've gotten some offspring off of them. I recorded a video of the unboxing of the stuff that you sent me, but I never did get around to editing it or putting it out. I've got a few videos that I've recorded and I just never did anything with it, but I definitely appreciate it. So Ruben sent me a little care package for my birthday, and one of these days maybe I'll get that video out. But I've gone a couple weeks now with no video, and I've got one recorded ready to go. But with Christmas and everything, I'm going to, after the first of the year, so next Friday, I'll have a video for you guys. But I've got a few of them recorded, just need to edit, and haven't had the motivation. I got a 3D printer for Christmas for me and Amber, and this last week I've spent nothing but designing and printing prototypes of stuff for the shrimp room. So I've got all kinds of stuff that I have created and printed, and pretty soon I'll be doing giveaways for all that stuff too, which is pretty neat. I've done like feeding dishes. I've done, if you look behind me, you see how the Indian almond leaves are just kind of floating in the tank there. I created something to hold the almond leaves in place, so that way you're not having to, see them floating around the tank. I've done moss ledges, moss tables. So there's all kinds of stuff that I'm creating. I think if you go into it, because Liquid Rock said raising food isn't the same as pets. If you go into it knowing like the outcome of these animals, you can still love them, but love them in a different way. It would be tough for me, but I'm sure I could do it. Only Oscar says, I grow my food, never named a head of lettuce. There you go. I was a career plumber, and I've had to clear drains in a hog slaughter plant. It made me appreciate pork more and the people that worked there. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's some of the things they go through. It's a tough industry to work in. It was brutal. Ruben says, were you able to get the moss ledges to sync? Yes, I was. So I did 100% infill. The only downside is it turned the print time up to almost doubled. It almost doubled the print time and the amount of filament that it's using, but they're pretty solid now. The only problem I'm having is the print bed is not leveling out properly, so I'm getting some marks and some stringing and stuff like that. But I've only had it for a week now, so I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. But some of the stuff is actually turning out pretty good. If you guys want, go ahead and talk amongst yourself. I'll go grab some of the prototypes so you can see what I'm working on. Be right back. All right, I'm back. After grabbing everything and trying to carry it over here, I may have gone a little overboard, but it's okay. You know, I'm having fun and I'm able to print some stuff. Ruben asked, so did anyone get shrimp for Christmas? You know, I thought about it. I got some gift cards and stuff, and I was going to buy some shrimp, but I ended up buying more stuff for the printer. Yes, all the possibilities. So only Oscar says, I need a 3D printer, all the possibilities. You can basically make anything. You can make stuff with moving parts. It's ridiculous. Liquid Rock says, from a guy that did a lot of 3D printing, he said the first week of having his printer, he did nothing but print accessories for the printer to operate better. So I ordered purple filament to create all the like clips and stuff that you attach to the printer. So I wanted to deck it out, but while I was waiting on the filament, I was able to use the filament that came with the printer to print some stuff. So I'll show you guys what I made. Laura, how are you? Welcome to the stream. She says, hi everyone, Tank expecting. I bought some snails and they all died within a week, and now I have 2 full-grown planaria in the tank. Yay! I'm sorry, that's awful. Yeah, hopefully if you don't feed too much, they'll be able to stay in check. Big Shrimp and AK Steve, welcome to the stream. How are you? Zen Ginger, welcome. Ryan's like, I didn't even know these existed. Blew my mind. Yeah. So what I wanted to do was I want to show you guys some of the things that I printed and some of the things that I'm going to be selling on my website once I get it up and running and once I test these out a little bit. So I wanted to basically get this to make like moss ledges. So these are, you know, a simple flat that you can tie moss to, and it's got spots for string that you can attach, and then it sits on the bottom of the tank. The moss grows up. So that's one style. This was one of my first prototypes that I did. And then I tried to save some filament by, you know, making the holes a little bit bigger. And I've got 2 sizes. So I have this rectangle and then I have that square, but I also made these little tables. So it's a little table that you attach the moss to, and then you can see under it. So the biggest thing for me in my shrimp tanks is I want to know whenever there's a death. So with shrimp, they eat the dead shrimp pretty much instantly, and you can lose the colony pretty quick. So it's one of those things where if I have problems, if I see one death, I want to be able to, spot it right away. And if you have all of this stuff in your tank, you're not going to be able to see it. So the idea behind something like this was keep the moss up off the ground so that way you could see under it and it's easy to move the moss around. And then I made a little round table, which was cool. Basically, I took this design, which I attached a spot where you can put a suction cup. So you could suction cup this to the glass. Made some with a little thinner as well as just some slats. So I was talking to Tim and he was saying that this would, Tim at Crypt Keeper Aquatics, he was saying that this would be good for like rhizome plants. So like Boos or Java Fern, push the rhizomes into there and then you can have something to grow on. This was another prototype where the holes were bigger. And this is the final design. So this is what I'm going to be printing and selling. So this is one of the flats. It's got medium holes. It's a little bit thicker, so it's solid. And that's what I am mass producing right now. So I'm making bigger ones that are this size as well as this size. I'm making tables for them. And I'm dropping stuff. I'm also going to be making big tables. So these are nice for some of you that want to have like a massive grow out for, moss, because you can put this in a tank and have a bunch of moss on it. I think I made one that was double this as well. So Laura actually inspired me and gave me the idea to make feeding dishes. So I actually made a little feeding dish. So what she had mentioned was create something to block the substrate so that way you can just feed on the glass. Now the problem with REM tanks is if your substrate is, or the bottom of the glass is down here, you're not going to be able to see any of the shrimp. So the idea behind this is put this on top of the substrate and then you put it right up against the glass. So that way it's still doing the same thing as a feeding dish, but it's not having to move all the substrate out of the way. Laura said Spixie snails. I have some Spixie snails right now, Laura. If I can get them to breed, I'll send you some. For some reason, they're not breeding right now. I think it's too cold. Only Oscar says, I was hoping you had a store. If you want anything, message me and we can work something out. I don't have to have the website up and running to sell stuff. It's fine. Liquid Rock says, why not just buy plastic canvas? It doesn't sink. So I have done that in the past and it doesn't sink. You have to attach weights to it. And I feel like this is going to be a little bit easier. So Moss Bridge would be nice. And that's what I've been using. Let me see if I can, without knocking everything off my table. So if you look, I used cross stitch pattern to make little bridges, which is nice. But it doesn't sink. It's really lightweight. I wanted something that was a little bit more sturdy. Now this is what I made to keep the almond leaves off of the bottom of the tank. So I made this little cage that you can put the almond leaves in, and it just sits on the side of your tank and attaches either by suction cups or by these little tank hooks I made. So I'm kind of playing around with it. We'll see what I end up actually using and creating and playing around with. So, but I'm having fun with it now that I've got, little pieces of plastic all around my house. I'm having a good time. Northern Tide, welcome to the stream. Daniel says, make one so you can add a suction cup. Yeah, I have some of those. I just didn't bring them in here. Liquid Rock says, I want to get moss to cover an entire piece of plastic canvas so I can put a moss wall directly into a new tank. Funny you should say that. So I made two designs. So I made this to keep the almond leaves out of the bottom of the tank, but I also made a moss wall. So it uses the same mounting system. those same clips that I showed you. So these clips were designed for a 10-gallon tank. So I measured the 10-gallon tank. It attaches on the side of the tank like that, and then it has this hook. The moss wall goes inside the hook and sits right up against the wall of the tank. So that's something that I'm excited about too. And I can make them big. You can attach more than one together. So definitely something that I'm excited for. Lady Rorschach, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Northern Tide says, oh, that might be why my snails aren't breeding. I thought maybe they were one gender. They bred in another tank I had a heater in, so I'm thinking that it's just colder right now. Lady Rorschach says, so sorry I'm late. Had to make dinner. That's okay. I was late too. I didn't get the stream started until 10 after 5. Only Oscar says, I need feeding dishes. Message me on Facebook. Lady Rorschach, I would love to make a moss bridge or two like the ones Aquarium Co-op used to make. Yeah, some of the bridges are pretty cool. My brain has not turned off. So Lady Rorschach says, nice. That'd be an awesome piece. Only Oscars. That's a clever idea. It's been a fun week. I've been doing nothing but just brainstorming and thinking up stuff to make. These are just some of the prototypes I printed. I've got stuff that is like 4-hour print times that I haven't committed to yet. But there's definitely some cool stuff going to be coming. And like I said, I'll be doing giveaways for some of these items. So if you guys are interested, just let me know and I can print you something. So it's going to help everybody out. Lady Rorschach, oh, Mosswell sounds like a magnificent idea. Beth says, handy. I was thinking about trying to attach moss to some fine stainless steel mesh I have. You can use stainless steel. It's just over time, it causes problems sometimes. Ryan says, veggie clips. So I was sending some of you guys, I've been sending some of my prototypes as like pictures and telling you what I'm doing. And Ryan was one of them. And I showed him this cage. And I was like, dude, I'm so excited about this. I could put the almond leaf in there and attach it to the tank. And so there's no pieces of almond leaf floating around. He's like, or, you could just use like a veggie clip. And I'm like, yeah, that would be an easier idea but it wouldn't be the same if I didn't overthink it to something complicated, something you could hang on the side of the tank. And then he's like, just get a clip. So I made 2 versions. I made this cage and I made a clip that attaches the same way. So we'll see which one I end up liking better. My thoughts with having a clip for the leaves is over time, they're going to break down. So those leaves will break down and then you'll have to reclip it. With this cage idea, I feel like the shrimp could still get in and out of there. You're not going to have to reclip anything. It's still going to stay pretty much in there. Liquid Rock says, I think those almond leaf cages will be excellent. I thought it was a neat idea. Only Oscars, got you on Facebook. Thanks. Yeah, so I can actually show you guys since the shrimp 547. I'll show you some of the stuff I've been making. And then what I'll do is we will do the giveaway. So we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. If you guys are just joining us, so we are giving away some stuff today and we're almost there. So I only need like 46 more subscribers or something like that. But let me go ahead and whoop. And we're going to share my screen. Present, share screen. Window. To the window, to the wall. Ba-da-da, and boop. Now let's see. How's that look? Okay. So I will show you some of the things I'm working on. So this was the almond leaf cage design. And so there is the clip. So that's the clip that I decided to make with Ryan's inspiration. It's got a slot that will be hooked onto the side of the tank. So I made this hook right here to sit on the side of the tank, and it's designed for a 10 gallon. If I get the dimensions of the other stuff, then I can make them for different tanks, but it clips on the side of the tank. It has that little hook there, and then that just goes right into that slot. Now the cages, the way they're assembled, I have little pins that attach it together, but the pins weren't really fitting. I had to melt it in place. So this was my first prototype here. Oh, excuse me. So this was the first prototype I did. I did circles with a little flat piece to hook. And I'm like, that's not going to look very good. So let's go ahead. Let's just make some slots. So I made these slots. And these slots are what, it fits into. So this is the moss wall. This right here is the moss wall. So this is what I would attach moss to, as well as, plants or anything else. So it hooks onto the side of the tank. You tie your moss to it. But I did the same thing with the cage. So the almond leaf cage, I now have those hooks on there, which is pretty neat. There's a few other things that I was playing around with too. So some shrimp hides. These are pretty cool. It's just a hex pattern or a tube. And this gives somewhere for your shrimp to hide out in. Haven't printed those yet. Those are about a 3-hour print. And then you can see where all of my work has been done. You can see my Mach 1s and my Mach 2s and basically everything I've been working on. And that guy looks like he's not put together properly. What happened here? So yeah, I've got a few different designs that I was playing with. Had the slots, had the small holes, had the big holes. I tried to keep each mark or mock, whatever you want to call it, as one color. So these are my Mark 6, which is the final product here. So all these purple ones, which I don't know why these guys aren't purple. Computer's acting weird. Anyways, probably because I'm streaming. So these are all the ones that I have. Oh, they're not finished. Okay, weird. Anyways, computer's doing weird stuff. But I have the large tables. I have the round tables, all the edges, all kinds of stuff. So, but yeah, that's some of the stuff I'm working on. Thanks for entertaining me for a second. So I'll catch up on chat. Love the clip concept. Brilliant. It's a great idea. I bet you could use that cage for a subwasser tank cage too. That stuff breaks so easily and moves around the tank. I bet you could keep it trimmed and core out in that thing. Just a thought. Subwasser tank is the bane of my existence. No matter how much you tie it to stuff, you always get these little pieces. So I have a tank that is my little piece tank. So anytime there's little floating moss, I scoop it out and I throw it into this one tank. So I have a bunch of miscellaneous moss. Let's see if I can show you guys real quick. Ignore the mess in the shrimp room. But that tank right there, you see the big pile of moss there? So that's my miscellaneous moss. And I've got tons of it growing in there. Laura says, did you try make feeding tray that backward L so you can do a corner bare bottom? I didn't play with it, no, because I didn't like the concept of moving to a bare bottom tank, because when you go bare bottom, if you have a rim tank, you're going to have your substrate above the rim of the tank. But then when you go bare bottom, they're down here. So if you're for like recording purposes and stuff, you're not going to be able to see anything in this corner. I've done bare bottom tanks before for my Neos, and it was hard to film. It was hard to see anything. Daniel Vaya says, are the clips made for rimless or regular tanks? So they are made for the Petco $10 gallon special. I think it's Aqueon tanks. And it's just for the 10-gallon tanks. I haven't measured any other tanks to make the clips, but I will eventually. So right now I just have the clips for 10 gallons. But I also have the same setup where you can use suction cups instead. So if you want to use suction cups for like a rimless tank, you could do that. Featuring Poseidon's Leaf Cage. Once it's secure, it's permanent. No hassles to reclip. Absolutely. I don't have one. It's all experimental. Yes, I agree. All those shrimplets crawl. Yeah, there's tons of babies in this tank. All right, so we'll go ahead and get this giveaway going. So I'll tell you what you guys are winning before we enter the giveaway. I don't want to do that. Thank you. Take me there. Choose a broadcast. Today, we are going to do all right. So today's giveaway is sponsored by Shrimp Envy. Catch up on chat real quick. Lady Rorschach says, definitely let us know when these are available for purchase. Yeah, within a week or so. Let me know what you want, and I'll get to testing, and then we can come up on a fair price. Shipping is going to be the main thing. Message me on Facebook. Clip looks rimless, cage is regular. Doing the Mosswall cage in dark green. That's not a bad idea. I got to figure out which PLA is shrimp safe, because some of the plastic isn't. Oh, I'm pretty far behind. Laura says, speaking of Petco, tanks on sale. Okay. Yep. At Poseidon's Pets. You can find me on pretty much every social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. The only thing I don't do is LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch. Yeah, message me wherever. Or you could email me. I don't check my emails. I'm terrible about it. Okay, let's go ahead and do this giveaway. Sorry, getting distracted. Share screen. Present. Share screen. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Today we are going to do hashtag 5,000. So go ahead and type hashtag 5,000. Let's see what you guys are going to win. Oh, can't reach. Hold on. All right. So this is open to US only. And just go ahead and type hashtag 5,000. Hey, Papa Shrimp, how are you, man? Matt's about to cry. Why are you crying, Matt? What is happening right now? Matt, go home. You're drunk. Did I miss something? All right. So, yeah, hashtag 5,000. While we wait for some entries, let's go ahead and go back to my pretty face here. So, we are going to reach in. First thing I grab, let's see. All right. We got some complete envy from Shrimp Envy. We got a couple more things to give away still. So we got a couple more giveaways for that stuff. And I will go ahead and put a moss ledge, a table, or a flat in the package as well. So we'll give away two things. We'll do the complete envy, as well as I'll let the winner pick. You can have a table, a flat, or a round table, or you can do just a large flat, small flat, whatever you want to do. I'll let the winner pick. So these are your options. You got a small flat, small table, round flat, round table, or large flat. You tell me what you want, and I will send it out to you. Laura says, too much of my moss is just tossed in the tank right now, trying to get it to grow. Laura, if you need some water tank, let me know. I have so much. You'll never stop it from regeneration. I tried to grow Subwasser tank out of water. It didn't do very well. All right. So is everybody entered? Does everybody entered who wants to enter? Yeah. Liquid Zoo. Zen, do you want to fill Kyle in? Yeah. What did I miss? What's happening? I have Hooker Moss as well. I've got Hooker Ichia. I've got Spiky Moss, Pointed Spear Moss, Subwasser Tang, Java Moss. I got all kinds of stuff. All right, let's go ahead and roll this. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Big money, no whammies. Come on, big money, no whammies. Only Oscars. There you go. Congrats. So congratulations, Only Oscars. You are today's winner of the Complete Envy by Shrimp Envy. So congratulations. I hope you're just as excited as I am. Laura says, my Hooker Moss is actually one of my best mosses. It grows really well. Yeah. Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo. How are you, sir? Welcome to the stream. So excited. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, as long as you're in the US, then. Oh, sorry, Riley. You just missed it. You have to stay tuned until next week. So it was a hashtag that you typed in, but stay tuned next week and you can chance to win some stuff. All right, Jude, what do you want? I got large flats. I got small flats. I got round tables, round flats, small tables. You tell me what you want and I'll make it and I'll send it to you. And then make sure to reach out to me on either Facebook or email or Instagram or TikTok or whatever you got. Whatever you can send me a personal message, then. And then, Chris, I will get yours sent out as well. John Morgan, what are you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the $19 super sticker. You're amazing. All right, everybody, you know the drill. Shrimp emoji bomb for John. Tell Michelle I say hi. My emojis are not clicking at all. That's what you get. You get a few of them. Thanks, John. You're awesome. Too kind, sir. Appreciate it. Northern Tide says, thanks for the stream. Definitely. So yeah, even though I don't have a website yet, if anybody is looking for some moss, if anybody is looking for some, moss ledges, feel free to reach out to me. Feeding trays, and I'll make some stuff for you, and then we can work out prices and whatnot. But should have the website up and running, hopefully first quarter of the new year. You know how it goes. I've got other things going on. YouTube is a lot of fun for me. I have fun just breeding shrimp and being a part of the hobby. The business is just a way to continue to do this. So when it gets up and running and when I can start selling stuff, great. Otherwise, I enjoy just hanging out with you guys and giving stuff away and being able to talk about shrimp and share my passions. Only Oscar says, I'd like the almond leaf holder. So that's a little large to be shipping. Do you want, I can do just like the clip if you want the clip, but the whole cage, it wouldn't fit in the package that I ship out for the giveaways. Yeah, I can keep going for a little bit. Amber's not here if you guys want to hang out. I know it's 6:05. If he's not going live, then I don't have to jump off. Jen says, Zen says, not Jen. Zen says, all cows, links, socials, and more at fishfamlink.poseidonspets. And once I get the website up and running, we'll add that too. All right, June. Yeah, message me and we'll figure something out. I don't want you to have to pay for your winning your giveaway, so we'll figure something out. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. Yeah, I'll keep going for a little bit. So let's take a look at another tank. Today is a feeding day, so I haven't fed any of the other tanks. If you guys would like, we can feed another tank and see how it goes. I have, let's see, I've got red striped tangerine tigers. I've got tangerine tigers, shadow Missouri, blue bolt, black King Kong crosses. I've got pinto shrimp, dragon bloods, advanced Nanashi. I'm trying to think of all the tanks that swarm pretty well. I've got a crystal reds, crystal blacks. Whatever you guys want to do. You tell me what shrimp you want to see, and I'll throw some food in there, and we'll check it out for a little bit. June says, I'll message you. All right, sounds good. Ryan says, I'm listening, just doing water changes. Let's see. TJ says, my Black Rose Neo shipped yesterday, should be here Friday. There you go. Liquid Rock says, let's see something that is hard to kill. My crystal shrimp. I feed every other day. So today's Wednesday. I fed last Monday. So I don't feed every day. Lady Rorschach, welcome back. We're continuing the stream because Papa Shrimp is not going to be streaming today. So I figure I will feed another tank for you guys. We just got to figure out which tank we're going to feed. How different in real life do crystals look from King Kong? What? What'd you say, Laura? What else we got? I've got a Tang Tai tank. I've got red Calcios. I got Blue Bolt Extremes. I've got some black Tybes that don't do very well. Got some Black Galaxy Fishbones. Somebody name a tank and I'll throw some food in. How different in real life do crystals look from King Kong? Depends on the grade of your King Kong. So if you're doing red King Kong, then your sorry, I lost my train of thought. If you're doing red King Kongs, then your patterns are going to be flip-flopped. If you have a higher grade, then it's going to be more red than white and vice versa. So for a high grade crystal, it's going to be more white than red, but a high grade King Kong is going to be more red than white. So it's just flip-flopped. I see 1 vote for Fishbones, 1 vote for crystals. D says anything orange eye. I have some orange eye red scorpions, but I only have 5 in that tank and they don't swarm very well, so it'd be kind of boring. Yeah, I need to get some more. Oh, excuse me. So we have 1 vote for Fishbones, 1 vote for crystals. So who's going to be the tiebreaker? We looking at Fishbones or crystals? Do 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 do. All right, we got another vote for Fishbones. Sounds good. So let's go ahead and throw that tank up there. And we'll feed some. Oh, that's not mine. I can't feed that. June, I was going to feed your food. 2 seconds. I'm going to throw some food in the tank. You guys hang out, talk amongst yourselves. And then if we still have time, I'll show off the crystals. All right, I'm back. Ugh. So one of the reasons I don't show a lot of these tanks is it's kind of hard to get a good camera angle on them. So I need to figure out a way to, bring the tanks forward a little bit, so that way we can get a better view on them. But this is my Black Galaxy Fishbone tank, and these guys are doing great. Got quite a few in here, so give them a few minutes and they'll start to swarm that food. All right, let's catch up on chat. TJ says, I just want to see cool shrimp, man. Liquid Rock says, the orange eye red scorpions need a bedroom set printed. Yeah. Jude says, I want a desk and computer for my Oscar tank. Maybe June could make them a little bedding set. There you go. Lady Rorschach says, honestly, I'm illiterate when it comes to shrimp. I just picked a name at random. I'm sure they all look stunning. Laura says, see, that moss would look good on stand. Absolutely. They are quick. So that's one thing I really love about this food. So this is the Complete Envy by Shrimp Envy. And they swarm the food like instantly. They absolutely love this stuff. Zen says, become a member. Yes, if you become a member, then you can have access to all of these lovely little shrimp emojis and baby cows and all the fun stuff. So if you would like to become a member and share all these fun emojis like we have, then feel free to do so. There you go. Liquid Rock says, Lady Rorschach, get some yellow Neos from the Garden of Eder. Dee Dee, how are ya? Yeah, so these are Black Galaxy Fishbones. John says, would you mind sharing what kind of camera you're using for the shrimp close-ups? Yeah, I actually just use my iPhone. So I have an iPhone 11, and it works pretty well. So it's for my setup, it's kind of funny. So the way I do my shrimp videos, I can show you. It's actually this tank right down here. But I just have a tripod and then have my phone set up. The problem is my tripod doesn't go low enough to get a close shot. So I need to order a new tripod that goes lower. This one's just too tall for these bottom tanks. Like if you guys wanted a tank that's above, like if we were to do like one of these tanks up here, it'd be a little bit easier, but I put the Galaxy Fishbones on the bottom and it seems like everybody wants to pick that tank. But I just have a simple iPhone 11. I use a macro lens to get close-up shots. And this is cool because this just clips right on your camera. But if you do any research into YouTube, everybody is just going to tell you to use your phone. Like, don't spend a bunch of money on a high-grade camera. If you have over 10,000 subscribers, maybe you should invest in a camera. But for what I do, this works fine. These guys are going crazy. And this is, from what I can tell, a lot of these are mostly male. I don't have very many females in here. So this is just a Black Galaxy, basically like frat house. But my breeding tank is above, and they've got some different varieties in there. Oh, Oscar says, I must have racing snails. They're always first to dinner. The potato. Yeah, Tater Salad does so much for the community. He's in all the live streams. He's always there to help support. And so he gets his own emoji. just because he's such a nice guy. He gets the taters. Exactly, Matt. All I heard is Didi needs more tanks. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. I made a floating breeder box out of plastic canvas for my Celestial Pearl Danios this afternoon. Now they can't eat shrimplets. Just got to get the Pleco babies out of the shrimp tank. There you go. Are you using just like the cross stitch material? That stuff works great. If you don't want it to sink, like that stuff floats, so it's nice. So these are a Caridina variety. They are a pinto shrimp, and the fishbone is just in reference to their pattern. So it's a type of pinto, which a pinto is basically a Thai bee. So it's a cross between a tiger and a Taiwan bee. That's where you start to get those different patterns and colors, and it's just taken a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of selective breeding to get those patterns over the years. Tater salad is everywhere. Yes, homemade is the best. Most of the stuff you see in my shrimp tanks was not something that I purchased. So when you have 20 plus tanks and you're looking at items for tanks, even stuff that's $2 equates to, $40 for your setups. So when you look at stuff like that, you learn to save money where you can. Like, so for me, like the idea of spending $200 on a 3D printer to make a bunch of stuff, like that was no problem. That was an easy purchase to make, because the idea of being able to make this 50 times at the cost of, buying it is like, it was a no-brainer. Because even if this is $2, so this is $2 and I want to put 2 in each tank, that's $40, right? No, that's $80. So $2 times 2, 4 times 20, that's $80. So $80 if I wanted to put 2 of these in each one of my tanks. 3D printer was $250. So it's going to pay for itself, which is nice. I'm excited for it. Now I got to throw these. I'm going to toss all of them into a tank and test them to make sure they're non-toxic. So we'll see how that goes. But everything I was reading was saying that they should be safe. No issues. Lady Rorschach says, thank you for the verification. Much appreciated. Once I get skilled in shrimp keeping, I definitely have to give these guys a try. They're a more advanced shrimp, but it's not hard. You can do it. Chris says, I'm hoping that they spawn in there and eggs will fall through. I added some plant sprigs in there. 3-inch deep, 8-inch wide, 12-inch long. There you go. It's an interesting setup. Let's see. I've got one of those in my Neo tank too. So June says, I have a Neo shrimp that has a red head and blue body. Love watching them. Lady Rorschach says, is that a natural genetic mutation? So it happens when you cross your Neos. So the pattern really is where you have, the head and the tail one color, and then the middle section a different color. So a lot of times you'll get some really shrimp if you crossbreed, but you'll see some red and some blue. I'm the same way, TJ. TJ says, I only buy toys that can make me money. Yep. All right. Well, I need to let my dogs out, so we will go ahead and call the stream. But I appreciate you guys hanging out for a few more minutes. I know I got a late start today, but June, go ahead and message me, and we'll work something out. I'll see what I can do to get you some stuff. And then Chris, if you're still in here, I got your message, so we'll send some stuff out. But thank you guys so much for coming in here and hanging out with me. And I'm excited for all the possibilities that this week has to come. So, come hang out next week. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, hit the notification. That way you're notified of all of my future content. But thank you so much for coming in. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. 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 Bye.